what I was thinking is this, for example. All animals, or most animals, walk, right? If we bring them to compare them to us, right? We're not talking about fish and but and some birds that just fly. But so we walk as well. So thinking about animals walking is one exercise which is really interesting, because you can get the kids to relate to walking because they walk, and to get to playing about being animals, right? So, and the different levels of this kind of exercise. For example, you can think of I don't know, a tiger if you want, right? The first thing you think about a tiger is he's on forward, and when he walks, he walks on one line, right? And he's putting his shoulders forward, right? So that's something. But then if you translate that to a human, and you want to think about that, you might want to think about walking in a specific way, yeah? And that's up to the student bringing it to life, right? You can't. The worst thing a teacher can do is act for the student, right? Because then the student copies the teacher. So you have to try and pull it out of them by exercise, and make them be creative, right? Because he'll never have you beside him in all the tours he's gonna make make during his life as an actor, and then you're not the same source of creativity, so it's no use. We've got directors in huge plays with huge names getting on stage and saying, no, the way to do it is like this. Oh, come on, and he starts, and so the actor ends up doing the same thing, and it's the worst thing that can happen, right? You have to just get it to sprout within the acting machine, which is on stage, the elements on stage. Right? So yeah, you can get a walk like a feline if you want, right? But then, for example, you can change, right? What we were talking about the monkey. The monkey has short legs, right? So you have to go down, right? And long arms. So you have to start, right? And then they're always hanging, so he could go like, right? And his face is transformed as well, so he's right? Right? And the sound added, which, yeah, that's an amazing tool as well, because part of all the expression from on stage has to do with emitting sound. So monkeys, yeah. Changes the movement. And that generates something. You're a monkey, so crazy. So, and the lions just different kinds of sounds. Bears, I don't know. Bears move. They move differently. That's more like a gorilla. I don't know. But and then you have. I told the other day about the crane, an eagle. The eagle has the claws, so it's all the time moving like this, right? And it's fighting. So it's really very interesting. And when you get more to adults and more advanced, depending on the character, for example, if you start talking about energy and weight within the character, the characters are light and some characters are heavy. And it's very subtle. But it always has to do with the physicality of what you're presenting, right? So I could walk twice, right? I could walk heavy, right? And be, I don't know, a mafia guy, Yeah, just a bad guy. And my energy is down here, and it's about my knees, and it's about, yeah, it's really dark, right, for example. But I can do the same walk and be light, right, and come from a different point of view, right? And yeah, and inside me, I'm hanging from the roof, right? So I'm like, he's like, yeah. So maybe, and observe. That's a man grabs his hip like that. A woman like that. It's really. It's very subtle, but some things, everything has to do with what you're watching every day. So if I combine this walk, right, with the woman hand, let's say, here, I'm something else, completely different. So, and then comes makeup and costume and whatever, but it has to come from within, right? And I could walk differently and approach the situation from a different point of view. And you know there's something amiss here. There's something fishy. I can't put my body straight to him. I'm sideways. I'm looking from under my eyebrow. So and it's just exactly the same actor doing it 3 times. I'm walking, and then suddenly I develop a small limp. What happened there? I was in a fight and some knife, and there's something here going to happen. You don't know what. But tension. Yeah. So there's hundreds of exercises that you can come up with that have to do with that, and a lot of exercises start with walks. A great exercise to do is to have the kids walk. Walk around the room and start creating stuff as they walk, right? And then and not pay attention to the other kids, and then suddenly run into someone, stop, look at the other person, just assess the whole situation, and then continue walking. And it's weird. This happens in class, and it's interesting because you start, for example, you start focusing on the exterior part and to observe, and it's a way to start communicating and connect, and it's what ultimately happens on stage, right? Actors come together, play characters, and something happens.